Hello, I'm Beth, and welcome back to my cozy little book corner. So today I'm going to be doing a pretty special video. It's going to be my first ever book chat, which is basically just a book review, but I'm calling it a book chat because I like the sound of that more. And this is the first time I've ever done a book chat, so you guys are probably gonna have to hang in there with me for a minute and just bear with it because I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to talk about it and see how it goes. So the book I'm going to be talking about today is going to be The Blue Sword by Robin McKinley. This is a really old YA fantasy novel. The book that I have, this version was published in 2000, and it was okay, but you could tell that it was old just by the way it, like, the words went together and the way it sounded, but I really did enjoy it. So it is an older book. I know that that's different than the norm, but I'm gonna be a little bit of a rebel and not do the norm. Also, I haven't read any newer releases here recently, except for Heartless, which has come out last year, so technically it's a newer release. It's not like a super new release. Plus, I don't want to talk about that because that book was mean, and I'm just gonna try and acknowledge it doesn't exist for a minute until I get over the pain, and then maybe I'll acknowledge it. A lot of thoughts on it, so let's get into it. First, I'm gonna start with the plot. This is a story about Henrietta, I think her name is. It's really hard to pronounce, but she goes by the nickname Harry, and her parents die, and so she is sent to live with her brother, who's a soldier at a fort in this remote village in the desert. She's going to live with a friend of her brother's, who is like the town's governor, sort of. And they have agreed to take her in because they have no children of their own and they have no one to take care of, so they would like to take care of her, and having her there would be doing them a favor just as much as her a favor. And so they take her in, and like, she instantly knows that she's not like everybody else in this village. Like most people, they've either grown to be okay with the desert and its heat and its grittiness, or they despise it and they can't wait to leave. But she actually loves the desert, which is weird and abnormal for this place. Her and only one other person really like it, and that is the general of this town. In this story, there are people that live in the hills, and they've been fighting this battle between them. But this king of the hill folk comes to broker peace. He wants to make a treaty between them so they can help defeat the people in this over the hills who are threatening to take the hills and then to pour into the other people's land. King of the hill people decided that that'd be beneficial for both of them. The hill folks' king was to talk to the man who took in Harry. He refuses to give him the troops, so he storms out there mad and ends up bumping into Harry. And then the hill folks' king has a sort of magic, I can't remember what they call it, but it allows like accidents, it's like talks to him and tells him what to do, and it also allows like coincidences to happen that aren't quite coincidences. Like if he's in a battle, their guns might just not fire, the enemy's guns might not fire, or if they're charging, the enemy's cavalry might stumble. It just allows coincidences like that to happen. Well, it tells him that she is something special and that she could save his people, so he ends up kidnapping her, and then it turns out a bunch of different stuff happens, and it's just this crazy adventure after that, and I don't know exactly how much of it I can actually tell you without it getting spoilers, so that's where I'm going to leave the description. And from there, she's supposed to be like this chosen one who's supposed to help his people, and she's supposed to wield the blue sword. This book, it was old, and I could tell it was old at times, but it was also, it was fun, and it wasn't bad. It took me forever to get through, not because it was bad, because it wasn't, but just because the wordings, as I said before, and also this teeny tiny little font they have. It's just super teeny tiny font, and there wasn't a lot of dialogue, which I love dialogue, so I wish there would have been more of that. But it was still good for not having very much dialogue. It was a little bit more descriptive, I think, than what I like, but it was okay still in that factor too. It wasn't too deep like G.A. Hunting, but it wasn't really the like kind of description that I like. I thought the characters were okay. I don't really have a lot to say about them. They're kind of just like, I've seen these characters in different books before, but they were still good. My favorite character in here though was her mentor. He was just the best. And I really thought that the way that the Hills horses were trained was super cool. They're kind of like, reminded me kind of the Ranger's Apprentice horses. Like they just like lean forward and the horse will go forward, or if they like lean back the horse will stop. It's just like, it's super cool. Like they had no bits and no stirrups. They just had a saddle and that was it. And they had to ride the horse with the saddle. It was awesome. Also, I loved their hunting cats. I want one so bad now. It was like awesome. It's like, it's a lion or a leopard sort of thing, and they're just super cool. It's like, I want one. Why can't I have one? Because it'd probably get mad at me and Molly. And I thought her training period was kind of cool. And the legend was cool too. I know there's a book that comes before this one. It's actually technically it's a sequel, but it's a prequel that came after it. The next one, which is called The Hero to the Crown, the Hero Crown or something like that. I wish that I would have known that that one took place before this in time period, even though it was published after it, because then I would have read it first. But that I want to read the other one because they'll talk about them as great heroes and stuff, and I want to read the other book to see exactly what happened. For some reason, I have no idea, but whenever I went into this book, I thought it was going to be kind of funny. I mean, there was a few parts that made me kind of chuckle, but nothing that made me really laugh out loud. It was just kind of okay with the funniness. I don't know why I expected it to be funny. I mean, I don't even think anyone ever told me it would be funny, but I just kind of assumed it might be. All in all, I thought this book was like a really good plot, good characters, good world building, and extremely cool. I gave this book a 4-star rating. Going on from here, the rest of it's going to be spoilers. Now, I kind of totally saw everything that happened in here coming, so I don't know exactly what to say that is exactly spoilers, because you kind of see it coming, but even if you see it coming, it's still a good story. Like, I saw her becoming, like, a King's Rider, and I saw her getting the blue sword, of course, because it's the blue sword. And I knew that she was going to end up saving the day. I mean, it's just the way it goes. And even the parts that I didn't see coming weren't really that big of a surprise. Like, I didn't see them coming, but it made sense that they would happen. They weren't like, oh wow, that's completely unexpected, you know. Like, the bring the mountain down on them, though, I literally thought before that, I'm like, why don't they just get some TNT and blow up the mountains? And then, like, she did it, like, with the magic and everything. I'm just like, that is so cool. It's cooler than TNT, but still basically the same effect. And the TNT wouldn't have drained her as much. I'm just gonna say that. If you've got a couple TNT sticks, blow the mountains down top of the enemy. Don't have to drain your magic to do it. And I totally saw her brother at the end coming to help her win the pass. I totally also saw her brother staying and getting married to a hill folk. The only part that I didn't really see coming was her being part hill folk herself, which it wasn't that big of a surprise, but I didn't see it coming, and it totally made sense, like I said. So that is it for this book chat. It was actually a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, just getting all my thoughts out there. So I had so many more thoughts, so like the instant I turned on the computer, they just flew out of my head. I'm sorry if it's a little bit vague at times. And if you made it all the way to the end, then congratulations, because I don't think that anyone could do that. That was just like awful. I feel like I did such a bad job of describing that book and telling you guys about what I thought about it. It's like, I thought it would be so easy because I tell my parents all the time, or like my siblings all the time, what I think of a book, what happened in the book, and like I will tell spoilers sometimes if they let me. I will tell them everything, but like it's just harder telling it to a camera, and I don't feel like I did the best job I could have, but I tried. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing. Please leave a comment down in the comment section telling me what one of your favorite old books is, and I will definitely check it out.